potential like I did. And I couldn't ask for a better teammate. I couldn't ask for a better partner in this business. I couldn't ask for a better friend. And she is everything to me. And she's getting married this year, which is really exciting. And her mom and her aunt and her sister, what? They know how to party. And we have the beautiful Taejah, who's a brand new coach on our team. She signed up in March. It's April. And word on the street is that she's going to be hitting diamond. This is my diamond dance.
And how about 22 points?
22 points, successful points in her first month. So that's 10 people, 10 lives that she's changed, 10 transformations, 10 new coach stories that she started in her very first month. So I'll let Nicole say a few more words about Taejah, if you'd like, and then we can just get right into your questions. I just wanted to let you guys know, and then I'm going to hand, I promise I'll let the microphone go, is that we are not a very formal team, I would say. We love to share. So we're gonna, I know there were a few questions, but if you guys have any questions, now's your time to ask. Please ask, and we're so happy to answer. So I'll let you love Taejah a little bit more if you'd like.
Okay, Taejah is incredible. Like 1 month, 22 points, almost a diamond. I've never seen anything like it. And this girl just came in with fire, and really talking about mindset, like the perfect mindset, where she was like, tell me what to do, and I will do it because I need to make a different life for my family. And that has just inspired me so much, and it has been a blessing to watch, and I see so much more for your future, so I'm so excited for you. Taejah's my coach, by the way, not Kara's.
Awesome. Okay, so like Kara said, if you guys have any questions, think about them now. We've got a couple we're going to ask, but then we're going to open it up to you guys. So, first question, ladies. Drum roll, please. There we go. How do you leverage your team to execute a successful launch of a new program?
I'll let you answer that.
Okay, so I think the number one thing for this is you just have to be excited yourself. Like, you have to be willing to go all in with the program, whether you think it's maybe going to be for you or not. You might surprise yourself. You might start it and it might blow your mind and do amazing things to you. And if it's challenging you, then it's going to change you. So just get really, really excited about that. That's going to trickle down through your following and your team as well. So I just know, like, we're really in this amazing sweet spot of Beachbody where things are happening all the time. Like, we have new stuff all the time, every quarter, even more than that, right? So you really just, and I always use this phrase as Karis, but you have to ride the Beachbody wave. Like, Beachbody has created so much momentum for us. Just take that and run with it. I know that after this 21-day fix, UPF 21-day fix extreme, I'm going into Morning Meltdown, and I'm getting really excited about Morning Meltdown. I'm getting my team super pumped up for Morning Meltdown. And then we're gonna run with that, and we just ride that Beachbody wave. It's all there for us. You don't have to make your own marketing plan anymore. You just follow along right with that, and just follow that excitement. And then Kara does a really beautiful job of providing incentives for our team as well, and getting them really excited. You know, like, here's a pair of Beats headphones for, like we do a random draw. So like, when you get your hands on the launch, you comment on the post, and then she does a draw for an awesome gift, and that's really generous of her. But it just gets everybody on the same page. Everyone knows that launches are coming because we're excited about them. Is there anything you want to add to that?
I'd love for you just to touch on what you do in your team group, because I think that's really helpful to not just,
So what we've recently done, and I think we started this mostly with T20, is I just get all of my team on board, and I say, hey guys, we're gonna run this really super high energy challenge group together, because coaches need coaches too. We need to be there for one another, and we need to support and provide accountability for each other. But that just provides an awesome environment for our challengers as well, because it's coaches and it's challengers. And these are groups where the energy is just so contagious, because as coaches, we're super excited about these new programs, and that's gonna fall down into our challengers. And with that, we're bringing those challengers onto our team as well, because they're getting a taste of our community. They're getting to see my team's energy and my team's excitement, and they want to be a part of that community as well. So then they're further joining our community and joining our team, because they get to see us, they get to see us interact together, to have fun together, to tease each other, that sort of thing, in those challenge groups. Because we are interacting together and giving them a taste of our team atmosphere. So every launch, we're doing a team group together and inviting our challengers to those groups, and that's where like all my energy is. That's like my premium challenge group. That's where you want to be, because I have my coaches in there too, and they're like, they bring me life and joy, and that's an amazing group. So
I think you said it very beautifully. The one thing I want to just touch on regarding launches is that, like Nicole said, we ride the Beachbody wave, and it just made me think of Cynthia, who is a new star diving coach on my team. She brought me this beautiful wave bracelet. Is that with launches, you don't have to have it all figured out right now, okay? My very first launch with Beachbody, I was doing 21-day fix every day for months and months and months, and they said they were going to come out with this new program called Size. And I was like, no. And I was still in my own coaching journey. I was still learning about the business. I didn't really understand at that point the benefit of launches, but then I saw people who did take advantage of launches move their business forward. And then that made me think, okay, maybe I should do that too next time. So I just want you guys to know the worst thing that you could do is look at everything maybe you didn't do with UPF, but then take that and then for the next one that's coming out in just a few months, build on it. We have a really great launch plan now. On our coachtraininghq.com, there is a tab that says T20. It goes through exactly how we set up our team for success for launches, from when it comes out to when it is launched, when Carl lets us know what's coming, to when it actually comes out. That's what I mean. The whole process, the whole thing, and it's worded much better than I can speak. So I just want you guys to know that regardless of where you're at in your business, we're constantly learning, we're constantly improving, we're constantly failing forward, we're constantly learning from our mistakes. And then when you're committed to your business for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you get kind of good at it, right? So I just think that's really important, because I remember in my first few years, I was like, man, they are so good at this. Maybe I'm just not that smart, but that it's just not true. So just be committed to taking everything you've learned this launch and implementing it next one.
Perfect. And like she said, you guys, we have to fail forward. Stop being scared to fail. You learn as you go. We have to get back in that mentality of like, you're a child. You were never scared to fail. When you fell, when you first learning to walk, you didn't like, oh, that's it, I'm never walking. You got back up and you did it. So remember that, fail forward. So next question, what are the breadcrumbs that you've used to stir interest on your social media?
Okay, so I think Nicole did a really beautiful job at sharing how to get excited for launch. In terms of breadcrumbs, I just keep it so simple, and I like to get genuinely excited about a new program. I think about where I'm at in my life, and I think about where I want to be, and I think about how this program can get me there. When I was in Costa Rica, crying on our morning miracle every morning because I was going through so much processing, I was doing a program called T20. So I think for me, it's kind of like this balance between sharing what I'm excited about the program, but more importantly, sharing about where I'm at in my life, my vision for the future, who I want to be, where I want to go, and then showing that process and getting really excited about that, because at the end of the day, I think that's what people really want. They want to learn, they want to grow, they want to see that you're going places, and I think that's for me, it's always been the easiest approach, because I have never been like an expert in Beachbody. Like, I couldn't even tell you what's in Shakeology, but as people see me drinking it every day and taking my Energize and being committed and not being perfect, but having the discipline, sharing where I am, where I want to go, having the courage to show people what I'm doing and failing forward, and then that inspires somebody else to take the first step in their journey. That has always been my approach. It's not really like I have this spreadsheet in my back office about like, okay, I need to breadcrumb that if there's a step, and then I need to breadcrumb that it's Sean T. I really have just been like every day, like I think again it's that balance of having strategy, but then I think it's also a balance of just showing up as your authentic self every day, even if you don't think you have a lot to give, and just ask yourself what a successful day looks like for you. How can this program help me get there? And then show up and do it. And that's what I do.
Okay, so I was going through this with Nicole, and we were talking about how, like, what I do to gain interest on my social media, and it made me laugh because I was like, I have no idea, like, what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, like, but I kind of agree with what Kara was saying, that I just really try to just share what's going on in my life, and I just, yeah, I don't know, it's so hard. I just feel like so much is going on right now, so like I'm trying to take it all in, but yeah, I'm really just trying to share the journey that I'm having. I'm sharing the journey of where I want to be. I try and, like, I don't know. That's basically where I gain my interest, because people are coming to me and they're just like, you just seem so happy. What are you doing? And I'm like, yes, I want to have friends like you join me. Like, that's kind of just how I start that kind of stuff. Because, yeah, and just having a lot of conversations. You don't always see that, but it's happening. Yeah. So.
And I just want to say, Taejah, and I just want to, the first Super Saturday taught me on a panel, so I just want to say how proud I am of you. And we would never, like, sometimes coming in doing this for 5 years now, we see things in people that they might not see in themselves. So you push them, and I just want to say thank you so much for being up here with us. And what I see in you, you know, to gauge interest and why you have had success in your first month, and why you're almost, you know, so close to diamond. And sometimes in your first month, heck, sometimes in your first 2 years, you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing that's successful because I'm so busy doing. That's huge. That's what we should be doing, right? But what I see in Taejah is kind of like what I talked about before in a different ways. You take a stand for yourself. What do you want? She shares that. Where does she want to be? What is she worth? And her posture around Beachbody, her posture around the program, she's excited. People want to join people who are going places, not who have everything figured out, not who have the perfect social media. The energy that you have is contagious. That is the best breadcrumb, in my opinion, that you could ever put out there. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly. You guys, you have to remember that don't overthink it. Sometimes we get in our head and we overthink it. Stop doing that. Keep it simple. Listen to the words that you're just saying. They just do it. They take action and make it happen. So, next question. What is the most effective way to generate leads that's working for your team?
So, I was thinking so much about my speech, I should have reviewed these questions. For me, honestly, I am not the coach with the perfect inviting system. I am not the coach with the perfect follow-up system. I am not the most organized person, but I have a huge feeling in my heart of who I want to become. And I share that. That's how the best way I've been able to connect with so many incredible women. That's how I generate leads. Is just every single day thinking about where I want to be and how I'm going to get there. And I use my social media to document that. My Instagram, I never really cared. I mean, I focus on growth. Growth is important. I focus on growing it. I really want to connect with the right kind of people. So I share about, and I stand proud in my beliefs about being vegan. and I share stories that are really hard to share sometimes about our IVF and our fertility struggles. And I share about foster care stories and that thing that I could talk all day about. I share about my travels, and then doing that authentically. And when I say authentically, I mean I don't spend any time looking at any other coach's social. Because like I said before, side note, if you're spending so much time thinking about what she's doing, you're gonna be like, well, maybe I should do that to generate leads. It's like, no, you can sign up one person in this business to challenge factor as a coach. You can sign up as many as you want, right? So I have a very abundant mindset. There's 17 million women in Canada alone. You need 8 coaches to be a diamond coach. Like, that math is pretty good. For me, right? Like, it's true. True story. What maybe you didn't know, because you have to. Carl shared something in the 5-star diamond side note. I love my side notes. Carl shared something in the roundtable. What the roundtable is a Facebook group for the 5-star diamond and above coaches. It's Carl or one of the corporate guys. And he said that our business model, 75% customers, 25% coaches who use the products. 75% customers, 25% coaches. That math is really cool to me because you have, so for every 100 people, you have 75 people still working on their transformation. So why wouldn't I share about coaching? Every single year, there's somebody new who comes in this business and just takes it and runs with it. There's a lady named Kate, I forget her last name, but Schultz? Yeah. Who joined with 80-Day Obsession and ended the year as an elite coach. So, again, it's not about having the perfect lead system. It's about believing in what you're doing, the posture that you're exhibiting, right? People don't want to join people who are scared or who don't fully believe in it or don't want to say they're a coach. You know what I mean? People want to join people who are proud of what they do. People want to join people who are disciplined. People want to join people who are going places and don't give an F what anybody else thinks about it. And that's just the truth. Yeah. So for me, in my life, again, sorry, I know this is like a long answer. For me, for generating leads, for building leadership on my team, it's about standing proud of who I am. It's about knowing my worth. And do you think it's a coincidence that this last 18 months where I have really dug deep in my own life and made some stance, even when I'm standing alone, that we are popping diamonds like crazy. We are popping star diamonds like crazy. 3 this month. Do you think it is thank you. Do you think it is a coincidence that the year I decide to really truly welcome my story in the next version of me, that's the year we go elite? It's not a coincidence, I don't think so, because when you stand proud of what you do, you give other people permission to do that too. And that is not easy. I wish there was just a spreadsheet in the back office that said follow the steps instead of deal with your shit. But that's the truth, you guys. But it's also so beautiful because that's what's going to separate me from you. Each and every one of us has an amazing power and gift to share. So my advice to you guys is just start owning who you are, sharing who you are proudly, sharing what we represent proudly, and doing the work, having the conversations, having a simple tracking system, who you're talking to, and follow up with them every single month. And you will grow a business. You'll grow a very fulfilling, amazing business. Thank you.
Just as a follow-up to that, I see so many beautiful stories being shared. And I think that the important thing is that we have to remember when we're sharing what we're doing as coaches that this isn't a yay you experience. We're not putting things out there for people to say, good job, awesome. If we're not inviting people to follow your beacon that we're shining, like I'm shining, you guys, and I'm like, I'm going this way, and if you want to come join me. We have to ensure that the words that we're attaching to the images and the stories that we're sharing are also inviting people to either identify or join you.
So make sure that you're doing that, because that creates leads and relationship and connections with people that you're going to find people you didn't even know you needed, right? But it is what words you attach and what vulnerability you engage when you create posts and when you create your story out loud for everyone to read and receive. That's where your leads will come from, right? Here's your next one.
Do you guys want to add anything to that? Okay. Okay, so next question then is, how are you setting up a process for duplication within your team?
Okay, well, I'm just gonna start off by saying that we have an incredible, obviously, upline that has paved the way so beautifully for us, that we are so fortunate to have. Whether you're a grandbaby or great grandbaby or great great grandbaby, like Kara does so much for the team. But I need you to know that she came from no support. There was nobody showing her the way. So if you ever think like, oh no, my upline doesn't support me, I don't have anyone that has created a training for me that I can pass on to my team. She did this from nothing. And it's been 5 years in the making, but she has created something so beautiful, but she had no support in the beginning. And anybody can do that. Everything that you need is available at your fingertips. Everything, the YouTube, the FAQs, like everything you need is out there. Our job, I don't think, is to, even though you have created such a beautiful system that we are so fortunate to duplicate now, I don't think the magic or the success is in the systems and the trainings. I think what you need to do to be a good leader and to help your challengers and to help your coaches is, one, I'm just going to go over I was in the Canadian page the other day, and this is, so I'm duplicating what I said in there. So, 3 things to being a good leader and like leading your team and your challengers. The first one is to foster a good community. Make sure that your people feel safe and feel welcome and feel like they can share the good days and the bad days and move forward and together with you. Just make them feel special and loved. And then the second one is you have to fill up their belief tank. All right, now this one, I'm not talking about filling their tank from empty. If they are running on empty as a challenger, as a person, as a coach, they really need to focus on their fitness and their personal development. But it's your job to top that up. To like shine the light on their potential and just let them know you see them. You see them doing the hard things. You see them showing up, whether it's in their fitness or as a coach. You see them doing the work, and it's your job to fill up that belief tank. It's your job to love on them, okay? Not from empty, but to fill it up. And then the third thing is just to lead with excitement. Be excited. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Because if you do this much, your challengers on your team are going to do this much. So you really have to be over the top and lead with excitement. But I mean, systems and trainings aside, like everything that you need is available for you at your fingertips, and you can point your people in the right direction. But you do not have to spoon feed them information, right? And we just keep it really, really simple. Like Taejah and I sat down a month ago. This is so crazy, but she said, okay, this is what I want to do. How do I do it? And we just say, your first goals in your first month are to read a book, to do a program start to finish, to earn Success Club, and to earn Emerald. And we just say, that's what it is, and that's what you're going to do in your first month. And either they run with it or they don't, but we're there to support them all the whole way. And that's, like, I just repeated exactly what Kara did with me in my first month. Kara and I sat down together, that's what she told me to do. I was like, all right, I'll do it. Taejah did it. But we mapped out a roadmap for Taejah too, because I could see Taejah had this fighter, and she wanted to do so much more than Success Club 6. I'm like, why don't you go for Success Club 20? I don't know. I think you can do it. And she's like, okay, I think I can too. You know, just setting the bar for them depending on what their why is, where they're at, what they're wanting to do. And then just repeating that every month after, right? Like, if you want to grow your business, Success Club's where it's at. It's not complicated, right? So, I don't know if I'm going to.
Yeah. No, I think you said that beautifully. There's a few things I'll add in. The first thing is that what Nicole said is true. Like, when I came into the business, I signed up in a challenge group with a coach who was my shining light that I needed in that moment, and I am so grateful for her. When I started running my business, it was quite clear to me very early on that if I wanted the life that I say I want, I'm going to have to figure this out for myself. And that I see, and I've always seen as the greatest gift in my life. Because had she told me, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, maybe that wouldn't have maybe it would probably have given me more sleep in my first year. But it helped me figure everything out on my own and do it my way and fail my way forward times like 10x. So I think one thing I want to say about that is that maybe you don't come from a huge strong team, or maybe your team doesn't have the momentum yet. Like, my best advice when it comes to that is like, don't be a victim. Everything that I didn't have, the community, the team, that train, like just the simple step I created for my team and made it really simple for them, I don't want to say easy, to duplicate. So anything that you don't have, I want you to turn that around and think about how you can give that to your people. Secondly, what I want to say in terms of simplifying duplication, second thing I want to say is go to coachtraininghq.com if you don't have an onboarding system. Use that training site, you guys. We poured hundreds of hours into it, not into the content, because the content is easy and it's simple, but in a format that I'm very proud of that teaches them the steps in the order that they need, right? We don't need to be talking about Premier if we haven't hit Success Club. We don't need to be talking about Transform 20 if we can't get through the 21-day fix. You know, like meet people where they're at. And I've learned just through experience that now I don't take people where they don't want to go. So that's why I say my first question is, what do you want? What does success look like for you? I'm not going to project what success looks like for me onto you, because that's just not right. So in doing that and truly knowing what my coaches want, I can now, with 5 years experience, tell them what they need to do it. When they get there, we move on. And just keep it so simple. Have fun with it. You guys, we're coaches. Like, I tell my team, like, there's people out there in the world who don't start their day with Energize. Like, that is so sad to me. One more thing I want to say about duplication is that I went through this period of my business where I was scared to set my own bar so high, because I was scared that maybe my new coaches would scare them away. I didn't want to talk about 6 figures so much because I was like, they weren't even making $1,000 a week, or a month, sorry. So I learned that was a huge mistake in my eyes. So again, it's like, people talk about duplication in that your team should be able to do easily what you've done, or is it duplicatable? I don't run my business that way. I run my businesses like, what do I want? Where do I want to be? I know, and I'm willing to put my work to get. I'm willing to put in the work to get there. I'm not perfect, but I also have made it very clear to my coaches to let me know where they're at, where they want to be, what success looks like for them. What can I give them in my experience to get them there? Because I had a really hard time coaching people to be where I thought they wanted to be, or where I thought they should be, you know? So I think that's gonna really help you, is just getting to know your team and getting to know what they want and having those conversations. That's gonna help you build relationships in your business too, and that's gonna help like with retention and community and culture, which Nicole and Taejah do so beautifully, and that's really helped me.
Perfect. Yeah, guys, we have to remember, obviously, your business is all on you, right? It's you that is going to see success with it. So you have to put in that work. The tools are there for you, but you got to take the action to make it happen, okay? I'm going to combine 2 of these questions here. So one is, how many new invites, that's conversations, do you have on a daily basis? And how do you get over word vomiting?
Word vomiting, I like it.
Okay, so I truly believe that the only way to get people and to get momentum is through inviting, so I probably have like 10 or 15 new conversations a day. I've just kind of, everything these guys say, I just take and listen and try to like implement that into my life. So the biggest thing I'm learning this month is not to really care what people think of me. So I think oftentimes coaches worry about what people are going to think if they reach out to them, but Like, you know in your heart that you're being genuine, you know what you want, and I'm assuming all of you guys are just super excited about this and you just want to share that with other people so you can build new relationships and just have fun with it. So I just try not to worry about that kind of stuff and just genuinely share with as many people as I can what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, which is because I want to be the best version of myself. And I think that really attracts other people. So don't be afraid to invite. If you're afraid to invite, then it's going to be really hard to attract new people.
And I think that's really important to take in, because I think a lot of people, even on our team, maybe have looked at Taejah this month and been like, wow, like that's great for her, but like, that wasn't my first month or whatever. It's not like people are just flocking to her. It's not like she just started posting and they're like, oh, I want to be a part of it. Like, she was doing the work behind the scenes. She was having 10 to 15 conversations a day behind the scenes. And she told me that yesterday, like, it wasn't just people coming to her, it was those conversations. So it is a must, but she's just inviting them to join her on the journey. It's nothing, you know, like, it's simple, and you keep it simple, which is really, really great to see. So yeah, I just think that is so important, that anyone can have an amazing first month or an amazing 45th month. Like, if you're starting from scratch and you've been a coach for the last how many years, like, you can decide now that this is your month. You just have to put in the action and have the right mindset, right? What was the question?
How many conversations?
Okay, well, I think everybody totally word vomits at the beginning. I think that comes with time, like refining your conversations and your skills with people. But just really keeping it simple, and yeah, that is gonna come with time. So I think everybody's gonna word vomit first, and then you're gonna refine your conversations as time goes on. I don't really have like a specific checkbox that I check every day for conversations. Since I am full-time, like sometimes maybe I do like 40 in one day and like none for the rest of the week. You know, I really go with like the flow. I'm not so rigid in like 10 per day or anything. As long as I'm hitting my goals and making things happen, then that's what's important to me. And I learned that from Kara.
I also wanted to mention, like, so many people just say like, oh, look, I'm ready, and I'll start off small. So I'll wait and see if somebody asks me what I'm doing, or maybe I'll just have one conversation. Like, I'm telling you, if you have goals, just go for it. Like, go big or go home. I'm telling you, I think people love that. So yeah, I don't think don't take baby steps. I know some people need to, but just go for it.
I wanted you to share, Nicole, what you said about the friendship funnel. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I think it's really smart.
Okay, so I just coined this term recently, but I've been doing this all of my coaching life, which is like 4 years now. So I use this process called the friendship funnel. So basically, I'm just out there making friends. The people that join my team are genuinely people that I would be friends with in real life, and that's how we've connected. Whether we were already friends in real life and they join my team now, or we just become friends on social media. So I'm out there looking for girls similar to me. Maybe we have a very local team. Like, I would say 95% of our team is local to Edmonton, which is amazing. So I'm out there looking for girls that are in Edmonton that I share interests with, that I would be friends with in real life. And we just become friends on social media. I'm not inviting them right off the hop, nothing like that. I genuinely actually don't really care if they join my team or not. It's a bonus if they do, but if we can be friends and they can watch my story unfold and I can, love on them and support them through whatever they're going through, eventually, they do probably want to join, because it's just been that genuine friendship over time. I'm not pushing anyone or doing anything like that, no like cold invites anymore. It's just the friendship funnel. So bringing people into my world that I feel like I would be friends with in real life, and then eventually we are joining up as challengers or on my team.
Yeah, and I'm very similar to you. Like, my first year and a half, I didn't even know I was in network marketing, honestly. Like, I was just like, really? That's what this is? Like, I just love Beachbody, I loved Autumn, and I had amazing results, and it helped me through some really emotional times, and I wanted to share that because I wanted to get better, and that's what this platform can do for you. In terms of inviting, like, I'm the same as Nicole. I'm a full-time coach. Some days I go hard, and some days I don't. To be honest, I would say, you know, if you're looking for a number, it has to be around the 10 to 20 people mark to get some momentum in your business. What has really worked for me in terms of how many and not word vomiting is, again, okay, for one, can I just say, like, don't cold invite people, because I feel like I've been getting those a lot lately and they just don't work. I get them from coaches, and I'm just like, damn, that's ballsy, like, you know, and it's just like, again, it's that friendship funnel. It's improving your own life. It's about building genuine relationships. It's not the fast way to success, but I promise you, if you do it the right way and you make a decision today to do it the right way, that's 90% of the battle. There's a lot of people, and like not just in our company, network marketing, or people who run online business, who in my opinion, when I see things, I'm like, no judgment, but I wouldn't do it that way. Those people make my job really easy, because the need for what we do is there. 75% of the people who use our programs are customers. And we know that the obesity rate, I know Carl has numbers, but I don't, but I would say that, you know, 17 million people in Canada alone, that a lot of those women want to feel better, want to feel connected, want to have more energy, want to maybe lose, you know, whatever it is. So for me, it's always been about being proof the product works, because I genuinely want to improve my life, building relationships with people who I want to be friends with, I want to connect with. And that has, I wouldn't say I built my business the fastest way, but the foundation of what we built is like now unshakable. And it feels really good. And that's always been really important to me. I don't want to be like, okay, I never wanted to be like, okay, I have to like do numbers just to do it. I want to do things that feel good in my business, because again, energy is contagious. But if you're looking for a specific number to get momentum, you know, start having those conversations 10 to 20 times a day over a month. I'm not great at math, but that's like 300-400 people over a year. It adds up. This business takes time. Treat it like a business. Give it the patience and the time that it needs to refine. Don't try something once, and over time, you're going to see that you're sitting up here telling your story, and you're like, how did I get here? But it's the truth. So, you know, it's a business. You have to take it seriously. You have to do the work every single day, on the good days, on the bad days, and have fun with it. And find your way that works for you in terms of inviting. And that might not be the same for everybody.
Okay, so I've got one other. Guys, think of a couple others, and then we'll do those, and then we can wrap it up. But as far as this one goes, how do you get past that you're doing this for money accusation?
Accusation. Yeah, well, I might go on a rant.
How do I get past? I am doing this for money. I have a family, and I have goals, and I have dreams, and our income is our livelihood. How my family experiences life is directly related to how I earn an income, and I own that, and I have big goals, and I know my worth. I take a stand, and I go for it, and I don't make any apologies for it. That's where you're supposed to clap. So I've never really had, so that's how I feel. I've never really had anybody come out like, you're doing this for money, like accusation, because I feel like when you do this business authentically, and the people who are making money are doing it in a way that feels good to them, they take the vital behaviors, they master them, and they built a thriving business where they're earning an income. But I think it comes back for me when I hear that question, is knowing your worth. You know? Like, I put a lot of time into my challenge groups and my team, and I made no apologies for being compensated for this amazing service that I provide people. I've done the legwork. I mean, I ran free groups to build my community base. I started social media from scratch. Didn't get paid for any of that, but I saw the long vision. So I make no apologies for making a career out of being a coach. And in doing that, I have attracted really amazing people who make no apologies with making a career out of Beachbody. And all the people that I really look up to in this company have kind of the same kind of posture. I think it's when you're like wiggly, or you're like, I'm not doing this for money, I just want to help people. It's like, that's great, but it's okay to want to make money. It's okay to It's okay to refine your craft. It's okay to provide a service, and it's okay to make a lot of money doing something you love. And I make no apologies for that. The same way I didn't make apologies for making money to go sit in a cubicle downtown Edmonton. You know, like my mindset around that is different. I had to really conquer, I should say I didn't start there. I had to do my own work around money and my beliefs around it. And now I stand really proud. And that's the first conversation I have with a lot of coaches on our team, business builders. It's like, what does success look like for you? How much money do you want to make? I need to be able to know that to teach them how to do that. So I think, again, it's just making a stand for something, knowing your worth, and not giving an F. Like, that's how I feel.
Also, like, they're getting an amazing product. Like, they're receiving an amazing product. Our coaching is complimentary. It's not like they're paying you, what is Shakeology, like $175, and they're like, here, now coach me. They get Shakeology. Shakeology is incredible. They get Beachbody On Demand for a year. Like, we're aligned with the most amazing company that comes out with the most amazing products and has the highest integrity. Like, they get those products. I just don't understand why should we apologize for that, right?
Preach it! Yeah. Guys, we have to know our worth. Our products are amazing, we're amazing, and you putting in the energy and the effort, you deserve to get paid for it, and you better know that. So, next question. It's a long one. What tips would you have / share for those who work full-time and have mentally / emotionally demanding jobs to help keep the momentum going? Keep the momentum going when they get home at the end of the day and they're wanting to go full-time.
How bad do you want it?
Amen.
That's it. I mean, when we all have a story, we all have families, we all have lives. My story, I can't speak for anybody else. My story is when I started, I had 2 babies under the age of 2 with a husband who worked out of town in Fort McMurray for 24 and never, like he was never home. We were in the process of adopting both babies. If you know anything about the foster system or the adoption system, that was a full-time job. But that was my fuel to make life different for me. When I started coaching, I was almost $100,000 in debt. Most of that was fertility debt. That hung on my head, like we called it the black cloud. I felt so much shame towards that debt because I felt it was my fault that I couldn't have a baby. So I got to work and I figured it out. So again, it's like, it's how bad that you want it. Do you want, if I would take your situation, and if it doesn't fuel you and it doesn't fire you up, then you need to burn the bridges so it does. Well, the day I hit Emerald, I sent in my resignation to my government job where I made $80,000. I was like, I have made it in the Beachbody world. I'm an Emerald coach. One is my husband and one is my sister. And I quit my job and I burned the bridge, and that forced me to figure it out. I don't give myself an option or back out. So that, I mean, I'm not saying like maybe don't do that. But for me, that's what motivated me, and that's what got me out of bed, is I had a really strong vision of the life that I wanted. It gives me goosebumps. I love that first year. I love the pain and the struggle of it. I still love it. It's the most transforming. But you need a why that will literally make you cry, they say, to do it. Not everybody does, and you can use your story to fuel you, or you can use it as an excuse, and I don't know how to say it any other way.
I don't even know how to elaborate on that, because that's exactly how I feel. I'm just like, I don't want to say I gave myself a deadline, but I kind of I basically know what I want, and I have this big why, so you guys need to figure out what it is. If that's what you want, is to be doing this full time, because that is probably the only reason why I'm getting to where I'm getting, is by, just being fueled with that fire for my why.
Yeah, and just spinning that, the power hour and the power pockets, we have moms on our team, shout out Athena, who gets up at 4 a.m. to do her workout, or is it earlier, 3:45, something like that, to do her workout and like get her work done before she drops the kids off at daycare and goes to work all day. Like, just, you gotta make some sacrifices. Like, if you want something, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices, make some changes to get there. And sometimes it's hard and sometimes it sucks, but yeah, staying really focused on that why. So I just admire you moms and you guys that work full time and are hustling on the side. It really, really inspires me.
Shout out to the moms who brought their babies here.
Okay, we got another one. So, do you guys use the business activity system daily?
So we've actually discovered this amazing resource that you can purchase on Amazon, not affiliated, called the Rise Up Planner. See, some of you guys are really up. Okay, so it's by Moira. I won't even try to pronounce her last name. She's a top 10 coach. She created it. It's about $40 on Amazon. So worth it. It's a more in-depth business activity tracker. It's really designed for any entrepreneur, but it is designed by a coach, so it's specific for coaching. It's amazing. That's what I'm using. But all you need is the business activity tracker. Like, if you're a brand new coach, you don't have any money to invest or anything, like, just start with that. That is all you need.
I agree. We've been using the Rise Up tracker, and I think it's just important. What I love about that tracker is she talks a lot about vision, and she talks a lot about why. She talks about, writing it out exactly what you want Q1 to look like, what you want Q2 to look like. When I have that in front of my face every day, that helps motivate me, especially in the hard days. I've had a lot of hard days this year. So we do that, and again, you guys, I think it's like, it doesn't matter how you track your business, it's important to do it. If you want to use a notebook, if you want to use Google Streak, like, there's so many options. What's important is that you're tracking it, and what's important is that you're doing the vital behaviors, because they're vital to live your business life every single day. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect, and it doesn't matter if it's written on a napkin, like, just start somewhere. But the Rise Up tracker has been really great, and I love how she really so beautifully incorporates your why and your vision and what success looks like for you, and then gives you the activities that you need to do every single day to do that. So I highly encourage that too.
Last one. Okay, so last one, guys. So do you do free groups monthly?
So in my first year, I was the free group queen, yo! I loved it. I loved running free groups. They brought me life. They taught me how to use social media. When I started to coach, I had about 60 Facebook friends. I didn't use Instagram. I started everything from scratch. So that really helped me start documenting my journey in a way that felt good to me. That helped me learn how to help people. That free groups helped me learn how to build community and provide value to people. Do I do it now? No. I feel like I did the work my first 2.5 years with them. So I 10x those efforts to build those relationships, and now I've moved on to different things, like specifically Instagram has been awesome. But doesn't mean you should not. It means that you need to do what makes you happy, what gives you joy, and you want to have a community and an environment or a platform that you want to show up in every day. Because if you don't want to show up there, or it doesn't excite you, or you're not excited about it, it is not going to make anybody else excited. So if free groups are your thing, and you're just like, wow, I would really love the idea of making a community, of helping moms, whatever it is, you want to pour your heart into that, I say go for it.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to attract the free group kind of person. I want to attract the person that wants to invest in themselves, that's willing to invest in themselves, that's going to go all in. Usually when I get a free resource, I don't do it. If I pay for something, I'm going to do it because I've invested in it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'd also rather invest my energy in my challenge groups where people are investing in themselves. And I think that comes with time too. Like, maybe in your first year, it is a great idea to run free groups and so on and so forth. But now, as you scale, like, that's really where I want to be investing my energy, is in my team and growing and mentoring them, and my challenge groups as well. So that's kind of where I stand. But yeah, it's not to say don't do it. Like, you should definitely try and see if it works for you. But yeah, that's my advice.
We have one last one for Nicole. How did you and Kara meet?
This is the story. Okay. So Kara and I met online, which is really funny because we live really close to each other. We met on a free group. Oh. So my sister's in the back. She's always pipes up at this point and says, "I introduced you." So I was a challenger at the time, and I was like not doing very well as a challenger. My sister was in Kara's free group, which was this amazing community of like 1,000 women in the Stony Plain Spruce Grove area. And Janine is like, "You have to be in this group. Kara, she's amazing. You have to be." And I was like, "Okay, maybe." And then I joined it, and I was like silently stalking Kara. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, she is amazing." And she was in Nashville for Coach Summit one year, and I was like, "This is incredible. Like, how can I be a part of this? How can I be part of her world? How can I be her best friend?" Here we are. And that was kind of like the vision I cast, and I don't know, it was just something that I needed to be a part of. And as a challenger, I was not good at fitness. Like, let's just be real. I was not a fitness person. I could never commit to my fitness, but it was coaching that I was like, yes, I need to be a part of that. I love that opportunity. I love the potential of seeing what everybody's doing. And then I saw what she was doing, and I was like, yes, we need to be best friends, and now we are, which is really cool.
Thanks, Janine.
How has coaching changed your life?
I just wanted to say that one of the big ahas that I had from traveling is how spoiled we are here. We don't understand truly the opportunity at our fingertips right now. There are so many families that were traveling who sold their house, who sold all their belongings. We did do that too. We sold our belongings, but it was more a cleanse for me. Sorry. There are so many families who had to go home at a certain time or sell their house to be able to experience life the way they wanted to. I was sitting there, like, drinking my Energize in Bali and working out, connecting with people, building relationships, and making money. Like, that is an incredible, I think, dream life gift. People that I met from Australia, oh gosh, my team is gonna be lit if we go to Australia. Poland, some really amazing families that we met were just dumbfounded that this was my job. Like, they would have given anything to be able to experience life they wanted to as a family and make money doing something that they loved. But when you're in it and you see it and your timeline is full of coaches, I think that we really take for granted this time in history where our parents didn't have this opportunity. They didn't have the internet. They couldn't meet online. And it's just this really magical time where we're partnered with an incredible company who is the highest integrity, who comes out with program after program. Like, how many programs do we need? The tools to do it, everything. There is more examples of success out there that you could ever imagine, yet people still question if they can do it. So I guess what I want to leave you is that you have a decision to either get on the wave and start riding it and do your best and turn it into something that means something to you and your family, or you can sit back on the sidelines and just watch everybody else go. So I challenge everybody today to ride the wave and be proud of what you do and make a stand for yourself and your family and your life and know your worth, do your best, and have fun with it. Because not everybody starts their day with Energize.
All right, guys, we all need to say this for Kara super quick. On the count of 3, we're going to say ride that wave. Ready? 1,